This hotel, with solar panels in place of window panes, is but one example of how many are understanding the threat of climate change and are endeavoring to make necessary changes to slow the threat. Hotelier Narayana Rao's 5-story guest house in Vishakhapatnam has 201 solar panels. The panels cost over 50,000 USD, but for Mr. Rao, the panels are a small price to pay for sustainability.
एनवायरनमेंट ग्लास और ये एको पैनल लगाने से एनवायरनमेंट को मैं पूरा 40 किलोवाट जो पावर है और नेचुरल पावर लेना पड़ेगा। और नेचुरल पावर बनता है एक तो कोयला से, दूसरा अणुधार्मिक का होता है, एक तो जल से होता है। ये इसने मेरे कम से कम मेरा 40 किलोवाट्स का जो मेरा यूज़ है वो तो मैं कम कर सकता हूँ। यानी मेरी तरफ से पर्यावरण को थोड़ा सा ये करेंगे, सेवा करेंगे।
At a larger scale, the government of India has doubled down on its efforts to reduce carbon emission and has set a target for the coming years and decades. India increased its green energy output in May, reducing its dependence on coal, despite a 23.5% growth in power demand, which contributed to a rise in utilities' coal inventories. At present, 40% of India's installed electricity capacity comes from renewable sources like solar, wind, and hydropower. At the United Nations 2021 Climate Summit, Indian Prime Minister Narendra Modi announced an ambitious plan to reduce India's dependence on fossil fuel. Under New Delhi's pledge target, it would achieve its net zero emissions by 2070, and by 2030, it would endeavor to touch the mark of 500 gigawatts of non-fossil fuel energy. This would reduce carbon emissions by 1 billion tons. India spent a total of 14.5 billion USD on renewable energy last year, up by 125% compared with the financial year 2020 to 21, and 72% higher than in the pre-pandemic period of the 2019 to 2020 financial year.
We are on track with respect to whatever we have committed to ourselves and to international community, and most of the spending is coming from private sector.
India has an immediate renewable energy target of 50% of its total energy needs, which the government says it will be able to achieve within a few years. Every arm of the Indian government has already set out on their mission, with alternate sources of energy being pursued aggressively in all aspects of lives. The phasing out of petrol and diesel vehicles and their CNG and electric alternatives hitting the road is just one facet of the country's multi-pronged green mission. While the per capita carbon emission of India is one of the lowest among the world's major economies, an absolute green India doesn't seem implausible, with the kind of enthusiasm and capital being pushed into the project.